Our story begins in 1890 in Eindhoven, a small town in the south of the Netherlands. In the second half of the 19th century, the introduction of electric lighting is making progress. A young man called Gerard Philips seizes the opportunity. In 1891, he establishes a factory for the mass production of incandescent lamps, financed by his father, Frederick. The first years are difficult for Philips. Production improves, but sales remain low. The family wealth is at stake, but the Philips family is eager to win in a business they believe in. At the request of his father and brother, 21-year-old Anton Philips comes to Eindhoven to organize sales. Anton arrives in Eindhoven, takes over the sales effort, and almost immediately generates a turnaround. Starting work early in the morning and not finishing until late at night, he approaches his customers with arguments that are persuasive even today and outpaces the competition. At the end of 1895, these efforts are rewarded with the first small profit showing up on the financial reports. Anton makes a point of truly understanding customers and tries to serve their needs. His biggest success at that time is achieved in Russia. Traveling through Russia in 1898, he books an order of 50,000 lamps for the winter palace of Tsar Nicholas II. Because Gerard does not believe him, Anton sends a telegram with the words 50,000, 50,000, 50,000. This international success nurtures Anton's eagerness to win. Sales and profits of Philips & Co. increase enormously. Anton is rewarded, and on April 1st, 1899, his father makes him co-owner of Philips & Company. In 1911, Anton travels to the United States for the first time and succeeds, with great flair, in buying equipment developed by General Electric for the production of drawn wire. This mission is crucial to Philips' international success, and Anton is reported to have said, "They will know who they're dealing with." The incorporation of N.V. Philips Gloeilampenfabrieken takes place on August 29, 1912. The majority of the shares, and thus control of the company, remains with the Philips family. Aware of the competition and convinced of the need to innovate, Gerard and Anton decide that Philips would benefit from having a research center staffed by people with a background in fundamental science. A physics laboratory is built up from scratch. It is a base for the innovation and excellence and key to the future success of the company. During World War I, the Netherlands become isolated in the midst of the belligerents. Supplies of raw materials and semi-manufactured goods from abroad are cut off. The only way to keep business going is to start its own production of glass and other materials. Instead of weakening the firm's position, the challenges presented by World War I strengthen its independence. New developments made during the war and rapidly adopted by Philips broaden its possibilities. In 1922, Gerard retires. Anton is now the leader of the company. One of the qualities of Anton Philips as a manager is that he builds the confidence of young, talented employees. In the 1920s, he appoints deputy directors with clear talents in the commercial, technical, and legal areas. They team up and unite around a common vision of building a great company to supply to, work for, buy from, and invest in. As a leader, Anton is people-focused, responsible, and committed. From its very beginning, the company provides well for its employees. By the 1920s, Philips is acknowledged as one of the 3 leading companies on the world market. With the introduction of radio production at Philips, Anton takes the strategic decision to broaden the base of the company. Radio enriches people's lives. And within 10 years, Philips is a leading company in consumer electronics.
Wir bringen Ihnen heute eine Teilreportage der Reise Henry Fords durch Europa.
Next to lighting and radio, medical equipment becomes a focus of Anton Philips' strategy. In 1927, existing activities in the field of X-ray tubes are boosted significantly through the acquisition of the German X-ray manufacturer CHF Müller. Not only production, but also the application of X-ray is a point of special interest. Anton personally promotes the use of the X-ray in Philips' tests for tuberculosis, with remarkable effect. The Great Depression and the global economic crisis once again pose a great challenge to the company. 1 in 2 employees is laid off, which weighs heavy on Anton as a leader. However, activities at Philips Research remain on the same level as before. This will prove a great asset as soon as business recovers. New and significant innovations find their way to an expanding set of customers to improve the lives of many around the globe. Success calls for celebration. In 1934, Anton Philips' 60th birthday and his 40th Philips Jubilee are celebrated with great enthusiasm. In 1939, Anton retires. Franz Otten, his son-in-law, is his successor. Although Anton and his team have taken precautions to safeguard its position, the outbreak of the Second World War changes the company's prospects dramatically. The evacuation plan is put into action. Anton Philips, Franz Otten, and a number of senior executives and their families make the crossing to England. A month later, the group is moved to New York. Anton's radio messages to the Dutch people demonstrate great involvement and support.
Waarde stadgenoten, onze gedachten zijn bij u. Wij in het vrije land van Amerika, wij wensen u sterkte toe.
Following the war, Anton comes home to a very warm welcome. In 1951, at the age of 75, Anton gives his final speech to an audience which includes many young people. He describes what is needed to become successful at a company like Philips.
De arbeider is ons even na aan het hart als het kapitaal. We hopen dat ze ook weer, als ze flink zijn, een betrekking zullen vinden, een baantje zullen vinden in ons bedrijf, dat groot genoeg is om meerdere mensen een eersterangsbaan te bezorgen, als ze er verstand hebben. En als ze het karakter daarna hebben, dat hoeft allemaal niet professeur te zijn. Ik ben ook helemaal geen professor. Dus bij mij allemaal de praktijk, karakter, moed, voortvarendheid en fantasie. Fantasie ook een business.